Hello, friends. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on. I took a week off, and then last week I was just feeling horrible. Just wasn't doing well, and so I had to take a second week off. But here I am, back, ready to go. All right. Um, we've been in a series we called Keyholder, and it's been a lot of fun to walk through the different subjects that we're going through with this. And the one this week has been really interesting, um, difficult at times to try and nail down a direction, but it's been a lot of fun to walk through. Yesterday, Angie's message was incredible, and she walked through Revelation 19, and there is at the beginning of that where it's in the Passion Translation titled "Heaven Celebrates," or excuse me, "Heaven Rejoices," and there is a lot of passion and energy that is brought out when you read that. You can feel the excitement and the wonder and awe of everything that they are seeing and celebrating and rejoicing over, and I just loved it. And so I would just absolutely encourage you, if you didn't get a chance to check that out, go check it out. um, there is a lot to pull out of that. One of the key things up front that Angie talked about that got me thinking about this morning and what I would talk about today. And that was people will never be able to pull the full value of the product if they don't pay the price. And I really started thinking again about counting the costs and am I willing to pay the full price of what Jesus is asking of me, and wanting to turn that question out to you guys. Are you willing to pay the full price of what Jesus is asking you? Are you willing to pay the cost that it is to follow him, and not just follow him, but to follow him into what it is that he's calling you into and what it is that he's asking you to do? And so I started thinking about counting the cost, and I went back to the word for 2023, and starting to realize that we are almost a full quarter into this year. We are going to hit the end of the first quarter really quickly. And so I started reading through this, and there were some particular sections that were really about counting the cost, and I wanted to pull those out. But then I started thinking we need to be reminded of what it is that God is asking us to step into this year, because oftentimes we can get really excited about this at the beginning of the year, dive into it, be focused and pushing into it, and then as time goes on and the further we move away from that, we begin to forget. And so what I want to do this morning is just simply read this to you so we could be reminded of what it is that God has called us into. And this word that we released for 2023, we know it's for unedited life, but we believe that it is for uh, the greater church, right? This is something we believe that God is releasing over His entire body, and so I just want to read it to you, and we can be reminded of what it is He's calling us into for this year. It says, "Into the wardrobe, grab your apparel and move through quickly. Never mind the clutter and chaos of the unkept closet. I've packed up boxes from last season and I'm returning them to sender. These are the boxes of mixture, deception, and other possessions that will not serve you where we're going. Sleeping agents that have kept my bride in a stupor. Identity is of utmost importance, not in appearance, but in character. These garments in your hands are to be consumed. They fit on the inside to shine through with brilliance. Eat up. I'm raising up a misfit militia. Each will be trained by my hand in ongoing intimacy. Continue to govern the fire. Continue to steward well each flame. I know you grow tired and even weary, but you must keep pushing. Simply continue to narrate what I show you. I am meeting with each when least expected. In the moment, out of the moment, it matters little. What happens individually will translate corporately, and it's lasting. The embers of intimacy will be seen soaring through. I am after my family. I am uncovering ties to deception, freeing my people to commune deeply, authentically. Great courage will come upon you. Great courage will come upon you to look beyond the surface. I'm uncovering bonds, trappings, and vices. It's a transparent season, so swallow up your garments. I am bonding my body not over just anything, but over life abundantly, over great grace, justice, and truth. Hold the line of conviction, break the back of tolerance, and continue to echo no compromise. It is then that I will begin to shape and mold family life like you've never known. You will be known as a phenomenon as you step into my commons. Signs, wonders, and miracles will accompany great grace. The measure will be known in no needs among you. None. Understand what I'm getting at. There won't be any issues of health, wealth, hunger. All will be satisfied. This is what I'm setting up. Yours is to hold the line of no compromise and continue to feed the fire. Consider the cost. You must keep pace. Think of a wildfire consuming decades of deception's insulating weeds, overgrown sentimentality that I didn't author. It's a blazing fire, swallowing up all that doesn't live up to the standard of my righteousness revealed in this day. Keep pace. You will look and see desert life, but look again, a second glance to see great provision. Each intentional step of obedience, leaving a wake of glory power, an oasis for creative life to flourish. You will be consumed with zeal for my house, my way. Don't fret the mistakes. There will be plenty of those. I will be with you to turn you around, setting your feet on higher ground. Family revival. Hearts turn back to me in deep reverence and lasting devotion. The least of these, the worst off, will hear my knocking and let me in. I am releasing a healing balm over families with a grace to uncover iniquities. Deep healing is coming to my house of myrrh. I'm touching pain-filled memories trapped in the hidden corners of your soul. I am sweeping out every crevice and corner. This is the Jubilee year of the soul in order to be satisfied and not crushed by the release of my greater glory. Watch me for this one thing. Hold me to my word. I am restoring family life. Ask me even now, and I will step in. You will house people eager to surrender, willing to die. Ask me. I will diffuse the essence of that sweet resin in your midst. You will know my intention, my call for surrender with the wafting fragrance of myrrh. The intensity of my training will overwhelm you when leaning upon your own understanding. Let go of all you think you know, because an upgrade is loading and it will override most of what you hold close. I'm not trying to trip you up. My intention is to offend your mind for expansion. You are missing key components that hold truth upright. You will no longer feel as if you are a pendulum swinging from truth to truth, occupying contrasting ends of measure. You will sit in counsel and know. Watch me as I set fire to the half-baked gospel agenda occupying my lands. Watch me as I torch half-truths and meaningless trust. I will have a bride consumed with my house. She who knows her way through my halls, to my hideaways. I am not withholding. I've held nothing back. Yet you've settled for dwelling within the shacks of Satan with a foot in my door. Now you will know my jealousy. I am no longer merely hinting at it. I am breathing life on the gospel again and raising up an unfiltered expression of it. I am forming a militia from my remnant, those who will listen to be shaped rather than to merely gather a seed and seed my words. I require more. I desire more. Will you allow my voice to shape and satisfy you? Will you sit long enough for me to add the dimension that is necessary? My people stop to listen long enough to make much of their ability to hear, but certainly not long enough to build anything more than a house of cards. I am building in this season, laying a foundation in your minds and your hearts, a work that will translate within my footstool. Keep perspective of me, who I am. Qualify me with every step. Remember my majestic ways. Recognize my moods and mannerisms. Memorize my facial expressions. I am shaping your praise, forming your intercession, writing your messages. Draw close, get in on the action. As you break through into a new year, keep persistence as your companion. Wear your all access pass around your neck. Know that you belong in our house. I am laying territory at your feet, a rolled up remnant for you to spread wide. Hang it out, beat the dust from it, cleanse it from its iniquitous history, expand wide, stake the eastern border. You are my governmental ambassadors. You will find yourselves in spaces you have no experience, no credentials. However, I have found hearts that can host my zeal appropriately, a fiery crew that knows and banks on the inheritance of my government that will live on and on forevermore. In you, I have found hands to drop my legislation, wrap your hands around my scrolls, and take ownership. Great authority will consume you. I have called you to govern the fire. I have set my government upon you to steward with passion, truth, and trust. Great grace will accompany you as you go. You may feel unprepared, but you will never go alone. Boldness will host you all your days. I am remantling you and retraining you to establish my authority in the Americas. You will learn on the job. It's hands on as you go training. Do not fret. I am a rear guard, and I have certainly gone before you. Stretch out my territory as you go. You will know when to sow and when to harvest. You will know when to tear up and when to build. Count the cost now. I will show you the price tag. I am the Lord of the angel armies, and I am deploying a company of government officials from the ranks of my embassy. You will have all you need. Go boldly in confidence that the Lord of the angel armies has sent you and surrounded you with a host. As you go, your needs will be fulfilled. You are those who keep your eyes fixed on the kingdom of heaven. The angelic are moved into action by great faith. You will become more and more familiar with their ways. Trust me. I bless your I bless your year and the fruit of your labor. I wanted to just take the time to read that and be reminded of what it is that God's doing this year, what it is he's calling us to do, and to be able to ask everyone to look at the first 3 months of the year. Where have you taken action? Where have you been dragging your feet? Have you been in rebellion? Have you been in obedience? Take a look at each of these things and know that boldness is hosting you each and every day. That is one of the things that he said to Angie that was put into this word, is that boldness is hosting you. Wow. I love that, knowing and being able to say, okay, if boldness is hosting me, what do I have access to? What's my opportunity in each and every situation I find myself? I can be bold and take territory, take land. So go back, take stock of this year so far. Count the cost of what it is that he's asking you or to do or calling you into in this next season. Go read that first part of Revelation 19. Get some of that energy and that passion. Because if you don't and you go into it with any type of defeated mindset, it's not the place of victory you need to start from. Your starting place is victory. So be energized, be passionate about where you're starting from. Take stock, look at it, be honest with what it is that, or be honest with where it is you're at. And then just move forward with him. Don't allow it to be in any way guilt-filled or shameful. That's not the point of it. The point of it is just to know, okay, this is what he's called me into. This is where I've been dragging my feet. Let me correct that and move forward. Take action. All right. I hope you guys do that. Take that into Holy Spirit this week. See what he has to say to you. We will be on Wednesday morning for unedited chats. And then Angie will be on at the end of the week for Life Up Here. All right. Have a great week. Bye.